the God who parts the sea of lies. All parties are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But that's not to say your innocence or guilt is not already known by God. You've heard the shocking connections between the 1998 movie Snake Eyes and the tragic events surrounding Charlie. But I prayed and asked God, what else? Beyond the information the public has already moved on from, what deeper truths is God revealing in the movie? Stay with us as we dive deep, because these revelations will shock you. In a world flooded with lies, where no one knows what to believe, God is cutting through the chaos. He's using a movie made 27 years ago to expose the truth about what happened to Charlie on September 10th, 2025. In Snake Eyes, Charles Kirkland is taken out in the exact same manner as Charlie he is struck in the neck. The similarities of the names and wound location is shocking. Then, Hurricane Jezebel and the Etsy group cursing Charlie Tyler the Executioner and the September 10 parallel. Coincidences? Not at all. It looks like divine intervention from the one who sees across time, God. 2 Timothy 2 warns of the last days, people will have a form of godliness that denies God's power, but these parallels echo with his supernatural power. Only God could expose the evil we see in the events surrounding Charlie in a movie made in 1998. But will you believe God has the power to do such things? Deeper clues appear to point to France's involvement. Rick Santoro references sea devils, sea sparrows, and the Renville incident, all with French ties. Research them. There are many theories, and I was curious as to which one God would reveal as the investigation into the movie continued. Rick gets a phone call. He says, "I'll give you a hint. It'll keep you warm, and it goes where I go." Then a woman with a sign, round 7, and 3 stars, which could be interpreted as 73. Her phone is positioned on her shoulder as she speaks into the microphone. The original Neve 1073 is one of the most coveted and famous microphone preamps in audio history. Many contemporary audio equipment manufacturers create products that faithfully emulate the warm sound characteristics of the classic Neve 1073. These recreations often use 73 in their name as a direct homage to the original. Examples include Warm Audio 73, another high-quality recreation of the 1073 preamp sound. The hint and 73 appear to point to his microphone as the weapon that produced the projectile. Charlie has been seen wearing a wireless Rode microphone known for its warm tone, sometimes under his shirt and sometimes on the outside, as seen here. The wireless Rode microphone will keep you warm, and it goes where you go. The Rode microphone logo matches the pendant on Rick Santoro's necklace. In the movie's shot scene, the pendant appears to move across Rick's chest, as would the projectile if the microphone was the weapon. As the shot fires, a man nearby raises a paper and a cup with straw, appearing to mimic the projectile trajectory. Again, if the microphone theory concerning what happened to Charlie is correct. It's also interesting that the man who attaches the microphone to Charlie that day is wearing a hat displaying 1776. That year marks the signing of the Declaration of Independence. But it is also the year France began covertly supplying the American forces with money and weapons during the Revolutionary War. Is this just another coincidence? Or is God showing us who supplied the money and weapons that silenced Candace and took Charlie out? More on 73. Savoie, France, Rhone Alps Department is numbered 73. In 1992, license plates in the region displayed 73 during the Winter Olympics. In French, 73 is pronounced 73, which means 6013, which could be interpreted as 13:6 or Revelation 13:6, the beast blaspheming God, as did France to the nations in the 2024 Olympics blasphemous Last Supper mockery. The 7 with 3 stars underneath is a reference to the book of Daniel and the 10 kings, 3 fallen during the rise of the AC. Round 7 is also another clue to French culture. Look it up. Now let's look at Candace, Charlie's friend and early Turning Point colleague. Her podcast has recently been focused on France and the gender of Brigitte, but what she doesn't realize yet is her role in exposing the biblical identity of Macron. The definition of Macron is a written or printed mark. And Revelation 13 tells us the man of sin's name is associated with a Macron or a mark. We also know from the book of Daniel the man of sin has no desire for women, and if Candace is right and Brigitte is a man, it's an additional characteristic that biblically identifies Macron as the AC. In the beginning of the movie, Rick Santoro says there's the AC's executioner. He was referring to the boxer from Atlantic City, but we can see now this is a clue God has given us. Whoever did this to Charlie appears to be associated to the AC. 2 Thessalonians 2 says that before the Lord returns, the man of sin will be revealed. We will know the AC's identity. The Macrons tried silencing Candace, contacting Trump, who asked Charlie to intervene. They even filed an unusual lawsuit against her. Now one might ask, who is found among the beneficiaries of Charlie's passing? The Macrons? With Charlie gone, Candace is finally silent as it pertains to Brigitte. While Rick is on the phone with his wife, he says, "The deluxe has meatballs." Deluxe in French can be associated with a fancy woman, and meatballs appears to be a reference to Brigitte's gender and Candace's investigation. Do you believe God's power? Ask him what else. Dive into Snake Eyes, research, see what he has revealed. God is exposing hidden plans in the midst of all the lies. They rolled the dice and thought they won, but they rolled snake eyes.